Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. Today my friends, I'm gonna be testing the RX 5700 XT in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm running the drivers Adrenaline 2020 20.4.2 from AMD. These are not the latest ones, but are the recommended ones. My screen was actually blinking with the latest ones with the 5700 XT. Rolling it back to 20.4.2 actually fixed that problem, so we're fine right now. I'm gonna be testing, of course, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and we're running it with a Ryzen 7 3700X and 16 gigs of RAM, CL14 3200 MHz dual channel, of course. Let's get into it, my friends. We are here and we're playing right now at 1080p to start off the video. I'm also going to be testing, of course, 1440p and 2160p or 4K resolution. And over here in the settings, these are actually the Hardware Unboxed settings, optimized for like performance and visuals at the same time. Basically, it's the best trade-off between visuals and performance that you can get in this game. So yeah, you can see it right there again. AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT and Ryzen 7 3700X. So we're here right now. I'm recording, by the way, with AMD's Relief software, which actually hurts our performance by a couple of FPS. It just drops it by like 2 or 3 here at 1080p and 1 or 2 at 1440p, and actually at 4K it doesn't really matter. And let's get out of here. You can already see that we are massively CPU bound right now. Our GPU usage is not even touching 90% usage. So that's really a bummer, but of course in a single player title like this one you don't really need 60 plus FPS all of the time, or like 100 FPS, which would be what we would getting if we didn't have a CPU bottleneck. But unfortunately we do, and you can see that it even drops from like 60 FPS at times, which is very underwhelming. I know, guys, I would have liked to see better CPU optimization coming from Ubisoft in this title, but I guess the game is only utilizing around 40% of our CPU, by the way, 30 to 40% most of the times. So that means that it's actually only utilizing around like 6 threads on our CPU. So that's a big bummer in my book, guys. I actually thought that this game was well optimized for the CPU, but now after seeing the results with the 5700 XT, it's just not. You know, whenever you approach little towns like this one, you will see our FPS get down into the 60s and maybe even high 50s. So if you want better performance than this, I guess you need to get something like an i5 10600K and overclock it. That one should be good to take advantage of our 5700 XT here in this game, like take full advantage of it, of course, 99% GPU usage, but you will need to overclock that CPU. If you don't, you're pretty much gonna get like 5 more FPS than what we're getting right now, or 10 more FPS. So that's really not very nice, guys. But getting away from cities, over here in this area you can see that our GPU usage is now hitting 90+%. So yeah, you're only gonna get 60 FPS inside of little towns. So if you have a 1080p monitor, I strongly recommend you to lock your FPS at 60 because, well, again, it's a single player title. You don't really need high refresh rate experiences here in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. At least it's not really that possible in 2020 with these Ryzen CPUs, at least. But yeah, it feels smooth still. There's like no stuttering almost. We've seen like a couple of them, but they were really minor and not really perceptible in my opinion. And if you want to enjoy Assassin's Creed Odyssey in your 5700 XT, I definitely recommend you to buy the game if you are into it. And even if you have something like a Ryzen 3 3300X, it should actually perform around the same, but instead of getting 40% CPU usage, you'll be like at 80 to 100% CPU usage, of course. Still, this is not too bad. I was certainly hoping for better results here coming from this GPU, but at least the game runs smoothly and it still has 60 plus FPS pretty much at all times. Well, not really at all times, but pretty much, okay? Pretty much. Very important word right there. Words. Oh, no, don't do that! No, horse, why? Why did you do that? Oh my god. Anyway, 78 FPS average and 53 1% lows. I was pressing S for him to go back, but it just kept going forward. Jesus, man. Okay, my friends, here we go. We're now at 1440p, as you can see right there, of course, 100% resolution scale, and still the same Hardware Unboxed settings, those beautiful ones. Let's see if we are now GPU bound. At least here in this area, we can see that the GPU usage is at 98%, so that means that we are GPU bound. and hopefully it will stay that way for the entire benchmark run. And I don't think it will actually, because it's down into the 80s right now, like high 80s, but still. Oh man, okay, this is very underwhelming. Did my horse actually die? I just called for him and he didn't come, but I loaded the previous save game, so horse. Okay, thank God he's alive, guys. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go, guys. Let's go to that little city down there and see our GPU usage down there again. So far, so good. It's actually keeping it above 90% usage most of the times. And we are getting around 60 FPS, so that's okay. You know, it's not perfect, but it's much better than 1080p. Or at least it's kind of the same experience as 1080p, but now the visuals are much better because of course we're playing at high resolution. So I will definitely recommend these settings and this resolution if you want to play this game. Again, you don't need 60 plus FPS all of the time, in my opinion. I'm sorry people, by the way. But yeah, a few drops here and there into the 50s is okay to me. I actually spent like the first 20 minutes of this game playing on a 1050 Ti with around like 40 FPS and at low settings, which looked pretty bad, but yeah, it was perfectly playable still even at 40 FPS, so I don't think you'll have any issues playing with a GPU like this at the 1440p resolution. This is very beautiful, guys. I really like the colors in this game. Everything just pops really well. I'm not sure if it's the monitor because I'm actually using a new monitor, but it's just amazing. This game looks amazing in my opinion. Of course, outside of the city, you can see our FPS going up by a little bit there, 80s, not bad at all. I knew that it would perform like this, to be honest, coming into this, because this is how I play this game. This is my main GPU, and I play this game with the Hardware Unboxed settings at 1440p. And yeah, I spent like 2 hours playing like this, and I've never seen the FPS drop from like 50. 1% lows are at 48, maybe there was like a spike in the frame time graph, which wasn't really that noticeable. At least I didn't really notice any stutters so far, but there are really tiny spikes there in the frame time graph still, so that might be lowering our 1% lows, but they're still very close to 50 anyways, so it's a very good experience, guys. What the heck? What is going on here? And well, guys, this is pretty much it, I think, for the 1440p resolution. I will just kill some wolves here, so we can have a little bit of a fight in the screen. Yep, okay, that's not really a fight, you know, but he didn't do anything. Okay, then. Come over here, other wolf. God damn it, he just stormed at me. Alright, everything's okay. Are you gonna hit me again or what? Are you gonna go away? Nope. Okay then. Yep, I didn't want to. I don't really like to kill dogs and wolves and stuff like that because I feel like they're wonderful creatures, but sometimes they give me no choice in this game. And finally, friends, we are now at the 3840 by 2160 resolution, as you can see right there, 4K, with the same settings, obviously. And let's see if it's actually playable, or sort of like a console experience here with the 5700 XT. Looking at the entire city from up here, very beautiful view, by the way. This is definitely going to be our thumbnail. Oh boy, wait a second. This is gonna be our thumbnail. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, that's Icarus, by the way, the beautiful eagle. Alright, anyways, friends, here we go. Let's just take a little stroll once again. Go down there to the city to see our FPS, of course. And so far, things are very smooth. It was actually stuttering a little bit when I changed the settings to 4K, but then I restarted the game and it's just buttery smooth right now. Well, it could be smoother if we were getting 60 plus FPS, obviously. Oh god, why do you have to be so mean, horse? Oh my gosh. But it's okay. This is a good experience actually, and I'm kind of surprised that the GPU is not really getting 30 FPS at 4K. It's closer to 40 than 30, so this is really beautiful. Everything is very sharp. Of course, I'm not really running this in a native 4K display, so I can't really tell the finer details that would come from a native 4K resolution, but it still looks a little bit better than 4040p native resolution. It looks sharper, and it's just amazing that the 5700 XT can do this at this resolution. You know, this is not an easy game to run, of course, as you might be aware aware of if you've seen my other videos. And if you want a console-like experience, lock your FPS to like 40 or 30 FPS and play on your 4K TV with the 5700 XT, well, it has the horsepower to do it. Definitely. I am very happy to see these FPS actually. I can now plug my PC into my TV and play at native 4K resolution if I want to. So yeah, I really didn't think it would be possible with the 5700 XT, but here we are. It's just a crazy performance actually. I was really not expecting this, guys. And of course, GPU usage is obviously at 99%, and it's gonna stay there through the entirety of this benchmark run right now, because yeah, 4K is just that GPU bound. You know, I'm very curious to see how the newer RTX 3000 series and RDNA 2 will do at 4K resolutions in the newest titles, because those will be the leap forward in terms of resolution. You know, I think those will be 4K cards, at least at the top end. You know, 4K high refresh rate maybe even if we're lucky, but yeah, I might actually get like a 3080 or something like that when those come out, just to benchmark it. And well, not just to benchmark it, I really want like 1440p with 100 plus FPS in the latest and greatest titles, of course. But let me know if you want me to bring that to the channel, or something more mid-range like the 3060 and the whatever the newest Radeon mid-range will be. Yeah, I will certainly try to bring both of them, but I don't know, man. Anyways, guys, that's been it for this video. We still managed to average 43 FPS here, which is very, very impressive at 4K resolution. Yeah, this is just a really nice experience still. Even with the mouse and keyboard, I can still play this game without a single issue with 40-something FPS. Well, guys, that's been it. Thank you so much for watching this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I love you all. Bye-bye.